During a deeply symbolic and religious ceremony that featured a gospel choir for the first time in coronation history. Let's take a look at what happened.
On May 6th, 2023, England got a new king. King Charles III was crowned in Westminster Abbey with the Queen consort. The coronation service, a solemn religious occasion and full of symbolism, saw Charles take an oath to uphold the law and the Church of England.
I, Charles, do solemnly and sincerely, in the presence of God, profess, testify, and declare that I am a faithful Protestant.
The British coronation is an ancient ritual dating back centuries, performed by the Archbishop of Canterbury. There are 6 key parts of the service. The first one, the recognition, where the king is presented to the north, west, south and east of the abbey. During this, King Charles will stand next to the coronation chair, also called King Edward's chair, and turn to each side. King Charles swore to uphold the law and the Church of England, sitting on the historic coronation chair, known as King Edward's chair and containing the Stone of Destiny. The king was anointed by the Archbishop of Canterbury, the spiritual leader of the worldwide Anglican Communion, with holy oil consecrated in Jerusalem. It is the center point of the ceremony and signals the conferment of God's grace on the sovereign. Charles was also presented with various hugely ornate golden orbs, scepters, sword and a ring, which all form part of the crown jewels and variously symbolize the monarch's power, authority and duties and the power of God. The spurs are the symbol of honor and courage. The jeweled sword for the protection of good, as the Church of England notes. It is a symbol of defense of the defenseless, but also of the word of God, which is St. Paul's compares to a sharp sword. The armills, also called the bracelets of sincerity and wisdom, representing protection from God. The stole royal and robe royal represent what the king, as sovereign, has been given by God. The orb represents religious and moral authority. The ring, similar to a marriage ring, the coronation ring, marries the king to God in duty and to the people in loving service. The glove signifies the king as an advocate and challenger for his people. The sovereign scepter with dove represents his spiritual role. The sovereign scepter with cross represents his temporal power and good governance. The time for the enthronement had arrived. The Archbishop then placed the heavy St. Edward's crown, used in coronation for the last 350 years, upon his head and blessed him as the new King of England.
God save the King! God save the King!
It was not just Charles who was crowned. His wife Camilla also went through a simpler mini-coronation ceremony as queen.
May thy servant Camilla, who wears this crown, be filled by thine abundant grace, and with all princely virtues. Reign in her heart, O King of love.
The final stage is when Charles, now the king, sits on the throne. His eldest son, Prince William, paying homage to the new king by kneeling and swearing allegiance by kissing his right hand.
I, William, Prince of Wales, pledge my loyalty to you, and faith and truth I will bear unto you, as your liege man of life and limb, so help me God.
Charles left the abbey wearing a different crown, the imperial state crown. Leading another procession to Buckingham Palace, where they stood at the balcony and waved to the crowd. King Charles III and his queen consort Camilla now take over the reins of England. President William Ruto was among the dignitaries invited to attend the coronation. Brian Amwai.